Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video over on PALWORLD, and I'm going to show you in this video how to breed legendaries or get better overall pals in the game. And it's really easy to do. You can see right here I've got two different things. I've got a Pen King and a just so you can see the King Paka over there, and they are currently in the breeding process. And there's actually a really easy thing to do. All you need to do is actually give them some stuff in order to do it, right? You can see that there's a message, love is blossoming between the two pals, and essentially all we need to do in order to breed these guys is give them cake. Now, as long as you have one male and one female inside of the actual pen, it doesn't matter their actual breeds, they just need to be male and female. Now, the benefit of this is because the more rare tames you get, you can see that bar slowly going up and love is blossoming between the two pets. I'm kind of just going to hover over the top of it so you can kind of see that right there. And yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking for. And essentially what's going to happen is while these two are in the breeding process, an egg will eventually get plopped down right there. Now, let me back up a second here, right? This gets a lot faster if you have two low value pals. I've bred the little jolt hogs, whatever they're called, if you want to call them that, and they just plop down an egg instantaneously as soon as you get a single cake inside of this area. Now you basically toss the cake inside of here. You can see this is the cake, and when they will eat one cake each egg they lay down. Now, just so you can see, right, it's going to take a little bit of time, but it will produce it. It just takes a little bit of time and actually in order to make it happen. Now, you can get anything from normal eggs. I'll show you some of the eggs that I've gotten, right? You can get normal eggs. You can get rare eggs, which are large, and you can also get huge eggs that pop out of these. Now, unfortunately, I've only got some of the regular eggs and common large eggs for you, so you can see them. I'm popping two large eggs right now, and I'll show you a little bit later on how to actually increase the speed of this. You can see the incubation speed and how to change that. But let's check the process here. So we're about 50%. So as long as we're doing that, I'll kind of talk to you about this as well. So after the egg is down, right, you build an egg incubation chamber. And once you have that egg incubation chamber, you can actually double the speed in which it goes based upon the temperature nearby. Now, if it's too cold, you can see this one right here is a little too cold. You can put a fire next to it and it'll increase by 50% per fire you put nearby. And then if it's too warm, what you can do is you can place a cooler nearby, which is unlockable in technology. I believe it's like 30-ish for cooler. I'm pretty close. I know I'm nearby. There it is. Snowman. There it is. 33. But if you unlock a snowman, it'll actually give you the ability to go ahead and do that. Now you can see that this is taking quite a bit longer because these guys are a little bit more rare. You've got King Paka and Pen King, which are both considered bosses. But we have a male and a female, so we're good to go. So that is how you actually hatch the eggs. Now, this is on an official server settings. So basically that's why it's taking so long. And as long as you're, on a server, this is why it would suck if you were on your own server. Because if you're playing solo player, you've got to wait real time. This is not like time doesn't pass when you're logged off. So you definitely want to try and be on a server or have a rental server if you want to start doing some of this. And if you're looking for a rental server, by the way, kind of small plug, but underneath there's actually a rental server code for G Portal. It's the company that I use. And you can get 10% off by clicking that link. And I think if you want it for 30 days for 4 slots, 4 people can play, it's like $4 or something like that. And if you want to have a larger server like I do, I've got a 32 slot server. I still think it's only like 20 bucks. So yeah, but they are great. You can see, I mean, I'm running around, no lag, no anything, no jitters. So pretty useful. You can see that they will kind of adventure around. When they're hungry, they will automatically go grab food. So don't be super concerned because progress is still being made. All right, guys, so here's what I just learned. I just learned that if you pick them up while they're in the breeding process, they will actually cancel the breeding process. So definitely be aware of that. So you have to make sure you let the whole thing continue, and they will continue to do it. Now you'll see here's 2 things that you might want to be aware of. You do not need to place cake inside of it in order for them to start the breeding process. But in order for them to lay an egg, you need to have cake inside of this area. Now, the one thing that you want to be careful of when you do put cake inside of this, sometimes you have to leave it and then open it back up in order to see it in the inventory. There it goes. Notice how the cake does have a consumable timer, the 1539 right there. But for some reason, when it's being eaten or it's in here, it kind of like halts in place. So place some cake in there for sure because you want to make sure you're aware of that. Now, I'm not going to make you watch the whole process again because they're sitting here and love is blossoming, but I'll kind of bring you to the end when they have actually finished the process. All right, guys, so we are just about ready. You can see that they have finished a majority of the breeding process, and we've learned some valuable lessons. Like if you pick up a tame, whether they're nearby or not, they are actually going to be unable to continue the process, and it can also cause your entire breeding farm to freak out. I literally had to move mine. So do not pick them up during the actual process because it can cause big problems. Don't know why, but it just tended to do that. So you can see that that little bar is just about complete, and right about now, there it is. So you can see now we've got a large damp egg. So that's a 2 of these guys breeding together. So they're going to have an increased chance, and they'll continue to breed in this chamber, by the way, until you run out of cake. Just so you can see it right there is the cake available right there. So we're just going to let it sit there. And again, the benefit is because the cake does not actually lose its timer in there, you want to store it in your breeding farm. So definitely take advantage of that. You can see again, large egg, and that is the best way to do it. Now you want to bring these towards a cooling zone, and bringing them towards a cooling zone, like you see right here, is going to increase their speed by 100% and save you a ton of time in the long run. So that is how you breed your legendaries. Now, the more rare creatures that you can get, the more rare eggs you're going to end up getting. So what you really want to do in order to get the best overall is to actually go after something like a Jormuntide and then an Anubis, because these are the like towards the very end of the game. They tend to be considered more legendary in your PAL deck if they are towards the bottom. So anything in these numbers right here, you can see here's your Anubis, here's your Helzephyr, I can't say that properly, and your Quiverns, all these kinds of things. So that is how you breed legendaries and get much better overall, because you want to get big eggs. Huge eggs are the best technically, and large eggs are also good. Large eggs can give you pen kings and things like that. So anyways, hopefully this video